You're alright, Stan here, aka EatMyUke, and I just wanted to give you a little update on the channel. Some plans for the future, and I wanted to reflect a little bit on the past year, because as you've probably seen, the top 50 albums project is finished, made it to the end. I finished recording it about 3 weeks ago, and the sense of achievement I got was actually quite unexpected. Once I hit that final render button to get the last video out, I was like, man, a year over, and what a mad year it's been. I'm just sort of thinking today about everything that's kind of happened, and it's crazy. Some mad shit's happened. Like, first thing, Radio X, which is a huge radio station here in England who play like rock and indie music. They shared my Stone Roses video and put it on their Facebook page. It's currently sitting at 800,000 views. Madness. A few weeks later, the official Guns N' Roses Facebook page, Twitter and Instagram page shared my Appetite for Destruction video. And that for me was mind-blowing, because personally, Slash is one of my biggest inspirations. He's the reason I kind of wanted to start learning to play guitar. And to think that like him, Axel and Duff are maybe like sat around drinking JD watching my ukulele video. Yeah, it's just chaos. So yeah, that was amazing. I don't think I'll ever forget that. I know it sounds a bit lame, but yeah, it was just a really humbling, nice feeling. So yeah, some other things, like a lot of the bands who I've done, I've sort of showed love and appreciation. Like Fat Freddy's Drop retweeted it, Hippocampus retweeted it and tweeted me. Richard Lloyd, the guitarist from Television, he shared it on his personal Facebook page. Mike Skinner from The Streets liked it on Instagram. I know I'm like clinging on a little bit for that, but you know, I did. And then just a few weeks ago, I was able to collab with one of my favourite YouTubers, the Ukulele Teacher. Someone I've been following for about 4 or 5 years now. When I first started to play the uke, searching on YouTube like everyone does how to play the uke, he came up, and you know, I liked the guy. He had an interesting, quirky personality. I was like, oh man, he's cool. Followed him ever since, and then here I am collabing with him. And that video, the Queen one, just passed 1 million views on Facebook. The first time that's ever happened to me. Amazing. So yeah, thank you, John, if you're watching. And that collaboration was able to happen through the endorsement with Carla Brand Music. They reached out to me and said, oh, we really dig what you're doing. Would you be interested in starting some kind of artist relationship? And of course, are you mad? Carla Brand Music. Carla Brand Music, the very people who make my favourite ukuleles. Yes, I want to have an artist relationship with you. So yeah, another mad thing that's happened, I'm like an endorsed musician. Kinda can maybe call myself a professional musician. Oh, so yeah, that was incredible. So thank you, Carla Brand Music. Also, I had my first solo ukulele performance at the Grand Northern Ukulele Festival, Gnuff 2017. Yeah, they invited me down to perform some ukulele albums. I was a bit sort of apprehensive because I performed on stage quite a lot before with my band, Bud Sugar, but never like on my own. So that was a kind of interesting experience, but something I'm very happy I did, and I'd be quite interested in doing it again. So I'm very grateful for Mary and her team for inviting me down to that and being part of it. Also, I got married to my wife, Amy, in New Zealand. Managed to film a couple ukulele videos while I'm out there, making the most of the beautiful scenery. So yeah, just being like a really sick year. You know, I can't stop saying enough because it's been sick. So moving on, what's the plans for the future? So while doing this project, I realised that picking a top 50 albums was actually quite a hard task. I like challenge you to try it. Name me your top 10 albums below, and just see how long it takes you. You're not just gonna be like, blah, 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 blah. It's quite a hard task. So I've decided that I'm gonna go for season 2. I'm gonna do the next top 50, as it was just impossible to pick the first 50, and there was loads that I really wanted to do, but I just didn't get around to doing. So yeah, that's the next project. the next top 50 albums. And I'm hoping to start that in about 5 or 6 weeks. Well, the first one will be on YouTube in about 5 or 6 weeks. Because I'm just going to spend that time just getting a bit of a backlog done again and getting prepared for it so I can make sure they go out weekly. And in the meantime, I've got a few other videos planned. Keep your eyes peeled for them. Every single Tuesday, 4:30 UK time. There'll be a video each week, don't worry. Something else that happened, I launched a Patreon page. Now Patreon, it's basically like what is it? It's like a Kickstarter campaign, I guess. Like an ongoing one, where if you're a fan of what I'm doing with the ukulele, you can sort of help me financially by pledging like $1 a month. So like really small amounts that just kind of help things move along, because all these ukulele videos I'm making, I do it all in my spare time. It's essentially a hobby. So I work in a shop normally, getting up at 6 AM. Sometimes I'm editing before work, or when I get home from work, that's usually when I do the ukulele stuff. And as you can probably imagine, it's, you know, it's like heavy. The workload is pretty hench a lot of the time. So having a Patreon page is sort of a little route, if you like, maybe just a little path, is to possibly getting to a point where I can take a day off. So I only have to go to work like 4 days a week, sorry, four days a week. And that extra day can be spent doing ukulele stuff, making videos, making the tabs, the backing tracks, you know, just all the stuff that I'm doing in my spare time. I can just allow a little bit more time for it. And what happens then, they start to get better and I can do more. So I can be more consistent with it. So yeah, it's just quite a cool platform that I thought I'll give it a shot, because, you know, like, who knows what'll happen. Guy I was talking about earlier, the ukulele teacher, John, it's changed his life. Like, that's his full-time job now. And it's all funded by fans, people who enjoy what he's doing, and they're getting something out of it in return. It's not just like you giving, here, have some money. I'm actually trying to like give something back. And they're things like backing tracks, easy to print tabs, early access to videos. One of them is a weekly tutorial video. So the plan for that is each album that I do, I'll do an accompanying tutorial for one song per album. So for instance, if I learn to do Michael Jackson Thriller, I'll teach you how to play Billie Jean. If the next week I do the Beatles Revolver, I'll teach you how to play Taxman. If the next week I do Metallica Ride the Lightning, I'll teach you From Whom the Bell Tolls. You know, so that'll be like the format for that. And another cool reward is a 45-minute Skype lesson with me every month. So if you are playing ukulele and you want to sort of be a bit more advanced, get into the nitty-gritty of things, we can have a Skype session, we can discuss what you want to learn, where you want to get to, and I can tailor it specifically for you. So if you're interested in any of them rewards, click over to Patreon and just have a little gander and see if there's out you fancy. I'm going to put a little example of what the weekly lesson's going to be like at the end of this video. So if you are feeling it and if you're ukulele player and you want to take your skills to like the next level, you know, you might get a kick out of it, or it might be beneficial to you. I'll wrap that up, I guess. Sorry if I started rambling, but I just got a little bit excited when talking about the past year, because like I said, it's just been a bit of a mad one. Excited for the next year. If it's anything like this year, it's going to be another amazing one, and hopefully full of opportunities. I'm hoping I can do another channel update in another year's time, and I can just tell you loads more cool stuff that's happened. Also, thank you. Like, all this, I'm ranting on saying all this shit like, come help me, come help me. I wouldn't be able to do any of it without subscribers, and I'm approaching 10,000 subscribers. 10,000 subscribers are all digging what I do. So thank you, I can't thank you enough, so I'll stop trying. So yeah, peace out, thanks again, bye. Hi, this is Stan, aka EatMyUke, and today we are learning Destiny's Child Bills. So, by the end of this lesson, this is what you should be able to play. Sweet. Easy enough. So let's get into it. Right, so the first chord is this. And that is C string 3rd fret, E string 2nd fret, and A string 2nd fret. And you want to play that with like a sudden jolt. Do you know, like with real fierceness. Just hit it. And then you want to go to the 7th fret on the E string, and you're going to hammer on to the 10th like this. Alright, and then you want to hit the 9th fret on the A string. So you get this. Alright, one more time. Alright, then you want to hit that 10th fret on the E string again. And then you want to bar the 6th fret and hit the C string and the E string. Like that. So, in turn, you would have this. Alright? 3. And at the end of that little section...